Tonight, fire tears through a home in Morriston.
So we've currently officers on scene and investigators to determine if it is suspicious.
A search for answers at the same location of another investigation in the past. A 12-year-old cyclist injured in a crash with a pickup truck.
The cyclist was transported to a local hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the pickup truck reported no injuries.
The latest from this scene this morning in Waterloo. Also, day parole with conditions. The man who killed 3 people at a glove factory in Waterloo back in the early 90s gains some new freedoms.
Good evening. We begin just to the east of Waterloo region, where a fire early this morning destroyed a home in Morriston. The home along Whitcomb Way is the same address where someone was shot during a home invasion last year. CTV's Colton Weens was in Morriston today and is back now live with the latest for us. Colton, unusual coincidence here. What do we know so far?
Yeah, Tony, investigators say it will take a couple of days to dig through the rubble to determine if the fire was accidental or deliberately set. No one was inside the home when the fire broke out, and neighbors say the home has been empty ever since a shooting last year. The smoldering remains of a home in Morriston after a fire tore through the building early Tuesday morning.
We had a call around 4:45 this morning regarding a structure fire where local OPP and emergency services responded and found the house ablaze. Once fire arrived and put out the fire, it was determined that no one was inside, there was no injuries, and it was deemed as a vacant building.
By 11, all that remained was some of the brickwork. Investigators with the Ontario Fire Marshal are now on scene. Police say it will take a couple of days to dig through the rubble to determine if the fire was accidental or set deliberately. Early reports from fire services were treating the fire as suspicious, but police say that is yet to be substantiated with evidence.
We treat every fire as suspicious. At this point, we've heard some details from the Ontario Fire Marshal regarding some suspicious at play, but we're going to have investigators to confirm those details on scene.
It is the same location where a home invasion and a shooting was reported in November. At that time, one person was taken to a trauma center with a gunshot wound. Days later, police released images of 4 people and a 4-door sedan seen leaving the home. CTV News is not aware of any arrests for the November shooting, and police could not confirm if Tuesday's fire is related. But neighbors tell CTV News they don't think anyone has been living there since the shooting in November.
You know, you tend to see people in their driveways or whatever, and I haven't really seen a ton. Yeah, just haven't noticed a ton of activity per se. As the investigation continues, police are canvassing the area, asking residents for information. They're also asking for any video footage that might help them.
If you've got CCTV or dash cam footage between 4 to 5 in the morning in this area, and please call investigators if they have any details, if they saw a vehicle coming or leaving that's not under the area. Any details will help.
Now, investigators say more information will be released as it becomes available, but they are expected to spend a couple of days at the scene investigating. Tony.
Okay, CTV's Colton Weens on that unfolding investigation in Morriston. Colton, thank you for that. Time for a first look at the weather. Let's head over to Ashley Bacon in studio for all the details. Nice to see a little more sun today, but boy, oh boy, still a little bit chilly for my liking. The wind chills when we left here last night were down around -10.
I know, and Tony, unfortunately, it's not looking like it's going to get much better. We might see a little bit of a warm up tomorrow, or rather Thursday, but we're not looking like we're going to get right into seasonal temperatures at least until next week. And we are expecting a bit more cloud cover tonight. We did have clearer skies through the overnight hours last night, but the good news is we are pretty much going to see the same day tomorrow. Let's take a look at our radar. Not a lot going on at the moment. A little bit of cloud cover. It will start to clear a bit overnight, but we're not going to see a lot in the way of precipitation, at least for the next 24 hours. We're sitting at 3 degrees, a west by southwest wind at 22 kilometers an hour. But as Tony mentioned, that wind chill is already taking hold, feeling closer to -2 at this hour. And Tony, it will continue to feel like it's dropping over the next few hours. The good news is we are looking at least for one day this week, a little bit of a warmer day. So I'll have those details with your full weather forecast coming up.
We'll take any of them at this point. Ash, thank you. A 12-year-old cyclist is recovering in the hospital tonight after being hit by a pickup truck in Waterloo this morning. Let's bring in CTV's Alexandra Hollick now, who's been looking into this for us and joins us live with more. Alexandra, this happening just before 9 o'clock this morning?
That's right, Tony, near University Avenue H and Woolwich Street. Police say the 12-year-old had serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The 46-year-old pickup truck driver from Waterloo was not hurt. The intersection was temporarily closed but has since reopened. A crushed bicycle could be seen lying just under the truck. It's not clear what may have led to the crash, but those who live nearby say the intersection is prone to collisions and it's not the first time something like this has happened.
But I found it's people driving too fast at this corner, and when you go down from University from Woolwich go towards Lexington, it's very hard to see 4 cars.
Despite the city adding new safety measures and high visibility crosswalks, residents say it's still not enough to eliminate collisions. We'll be keeping an eye on any updates from police on this latest crash and have new details tonight at 11:30. Tony.
Alexandra, thank you. CTV's Alexandra Hollick reporting. A major intersection in Brantford was closed today following a crash that left 2 vehicles damaged and tore a power pole apart. Significant damage was strewn across the intersection of North Park Street and Cherry Crossing early this afternoon. The collision involving an SUV and a pickup truck, both of which were damaged. A power pole, as you can see here, also snapping and falling down right over the street along with some wires. Debris was scattered all over the road as investigators worked the scene. CTV News inquired with Brantford Police about the injuries and the circumstances. We have yet to receive any details from police. A not guilty plea leading to a not criminally responsible verdict. A Guelph man was in court today to face charges after human remains were discovered in a city park back in 2024. And as CTV's Karis Mapp tells us, mental health playing a pivotal role in these court proceedings.
In Guelph Superior Court, Nicholas Frost and his lawyer appeared before a judge, with his lawyer entering a not guilty plea on Frost's behalf to second-degree murder and indignity of a dead body. This after human remains were found near Preservation Park in February of 2024. Police identified the remains as those of 62-year-old Mike Galizzi, who had been reported missing. In a joint statement of facts, court learned Galizzi was a vulnerable person with no fixed address. The statement explained how Galizzi relied on the city's shelters and community supports to survive and used a walker for mobility. Galizzi was known to frequent Quebec Street Mall in Guelph's downtown, and when police obtained security footage of the area, he was spotted sitting on a bench with Frost, who was 27 at the time, on December 6th. Additional footage showed both men walking back to Frost's apartment building, and then more video showed the two entering the apartment lobby and going up the elevator. That was the last time Galizzi was seen alive. Later that same day, additional security video showed Frost purchasing a wagon, bleach, a shovel, disposable gloves, and duct tape. The statement of facts found around 6:15 that evening, Frost left his building with Galizzi's body in the wagon, wrapped in garbage bags and duct tape. Frost then pulled Galizzi's body over 6 kilometers to a wooded area in Preservation Park, where he disposed of the body. 4 days later, video showed Frost with a walker in his apartment building's lobby, the same one Galizzi had been seen using. When police executed a search warrant at Frost's apartment, they found splattered blood, as well as the wagon, duct tape, and disposable gloves. Although the Crown and defense agreed on Frost's actions, his history of mental health issues, including a schizoaffective disorder diagnosis, meant he wasn't able to fully understand the wrongfulness of what he was doing. The judge found that Frost had committed the acts in question, but is not criminally responsible on account of his mental disorder. Pending a disposition hearing, Frost will remain detained in a mental health facility or hospital. Karis Mapp, CTV News, Guelph.
The man who shot and killed 3 people at the Ontario glove factory in Waterloo 34 years ago has now been granted day parole. Patrick Dombrowski planned to live at a halfway house in British Columbia. The Parole Board of Canada says while there are still concerns about how he manages his emotions, there are safeguards in place for his release. CTV's Krista Simpson is here now with more details on this parole board decision. Krista.
Tony, this was a crime that sent shockwaves throughout the region. In fact, the harm it caused the families of those killed and the broader community has led to an order that Dombrowski can't come to Ontario as one of the conditions of his release. In February 1992, Patrick Dombrowski went to his workplace, Ontario Glove in Waterloo, and fatally shot 3 people. Company co-owner Greg Moore, supervisor Larry Strack, and employee Elizabeth Travassos. Dombrowski was found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years. While he has been denied parole in the past, he has now been granted day parole for 6 months. The Parole Board of Canada saying his risk of violent recidivism is considered moderate, and there are concerns about his ability to manage his emotions, but there are several protective factors, including an absence of antisocial beliefs, no substance use concerns, and no recent difficulties with self-control or mental health. The decision states, given your positive progress, the absence of further violence, and a structured release plan which directly addresses your risk-relevant concerns, the board finds that your risk on day parole would not be undue. Dombrowski is now 62 years old. The parole board decision notes he completed a 60-day unescorted temporary absence last summer, staying at a halfway house on Vancouver Island. His behavior in that time described as flawless. He's requested to return there for his day parole and hopes to find employment in a retail or warehouse setting. He's also completed a number of courses and education upgrades while incarcerated. Your accountability and motivation level are high, while your reintegration potential is medium, the parole board decision reads. And though day parole was granted, the written decision outlines concerns about Dombrowski's quiet nature and questions if he's suppressing his feelings, as well as his ability to manage emotions when feeling frustrated, judged, or unjustly treated. The murders described as being motivated by a desire for vengeance after Dombrowski was suspended at work. You took multiple lives in an unpredictable fashion and with little provocation, the decision describes. The parole board also received victim impact statements from children of the people killed, describing the pain they continue to feel, one saying he remembers it all as if it just happened yesterday. Dombrowski does face a number of conditions. He is to go through treatment and counseling to address management of his emotions, and he is not to have any contact with the family of victims or to go to Ontario. The parole board writing, your index offense caused unimaginable harm to the families of the victims as well as the community. As such, they deserve to be free of unwanted contact, including incidental contact in the community, and will avoid further victimization. Dombrowski also does not have leave privileges and must return to the halfway house nightly. Tony.
Krista, thank you. CTV's Krista Simpson with new details on that parole board decision. Students and union members gathered outside Queen's Park this afternoon to protest the Ford government's recent changes to OSAP. The group is calling on the province to reverse funding cuts, which they say will prevent students from attending post-secondary school. CTV's Queen's Park reporter Siobhan Morris has details.
Outside the legislature, students from across Ontario make noise about a shift in OSAP. It means they'll have to lean harder on loans they have to pay back.
These funds will really help me, get on my feet, especially afterwards. I plan on going to law school, so that's going to drive me in even more debt.
Brenna's rethinking her plan to study early childhood education this fall.
I don't come from generational wealth. I'm on my own when it comes to college. I'm not getting any support from my family. I also don't have a job right now. I've been looking for months.
Dahlia's already tapping into OSAP grants on a path she hopes will lead to a career in gynecology.
I'm possibly looking at completely throwing away a dream I've had since I was 4.
Inside the legislature, the leader of the opposition says students feel like they're slipping through the cracks.
They're just asking for a chance, a fair chance to finish what they started or start at all.
The minister insists there is help available.
There's many different opportunities for bursaries and grants. Our universities give $1.8 billion of bursaries and grants every single year, as well as our student access guarantee.
To the Liberals, that sounds like
you need to go more into debt. We're going to make it harder for you. We're piling on the debt. The minister doesn't get it.
The minister says the shift away from grants is necessary because the current model is not sustainable.
You know what's not sustainable? Spending $100 billion on a stupid tunnel under the 401 or billions of dollars to build a fantasy island for a convention center.
Students aren't thrilled with the idea of more loans, whether they're through OSAP or a bank.
Loans are always really difficult because you have to pay them back, and that's even more money that's being drained from your wallet.
Worried about getting a job to fill in a financial hole after graduation.
This provincial government has been doing bugger all to help people when they come out of university get jobs, and now they're attacking people trying to get into university and college.
The government has called any debt an investment in the future. It's also pumping over $6 billion more into post-secondary education over the next 4 years.
That report from CTV's Siobhan Morris at Queen's Park. And a reminder to start your day in the know with the CTV Kitchener newsletter. Local content from CTV News sent right to your inbox every morning. We've got a look at the day's top stories. We've got the latest forecast and some must-see videos. And it's all in one place. You can sign up over on our website. That's ctvnewskitchener.ca. Getting more pricey to build more homes in Waterloo. Coming up, CTV's Jeff Pickle on why City Council has decided to hike development fees.
Well, Wednesday is shaping up to be a nice spring day, but we got to get through another cool and cloudy night before we get there. Those details with your full weather forecast coming up.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news. When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
It will soon be more expensive to build a home in Waterloo. City Council has voted to increase development charges on new build homes, saying it's needed to keep up with the increased costs associated with construction. But builders say it'll drive plans away. CTV's Jeff Pickle reports.
For most, a home is the most expensive thing you will ever buy. And in Waterloo, the price will soon be higher before a shovel ever hits the ground.
Waterloo's development charges haven't been adjusted since 2019, and obviously there's been a significant amount of change in the marketplace.
Last night, Waterloo City Council approved an increase in development charges by 12%. The City of Cambridge was set to vote on a 14% increase, but removed the item from Council before today's meeting. Development charges are a one-time fee paid to the municipality to help pay for infrastructure like roads, sewers, and parks.
At the end of the day, we have very few funding mechanisms, and development charges are really key for the city in order to build complete communities.
In Waterloo, the price to build a single or semi-detached home is now over $25,000. In Cambridge, the development charges are over $42,000, and in Kitchener, it's just over $31,000.
If a developer has to pay for this tax, they pass it right on to that buyer. So I'm disappointed to see this.
Local home builders and realtors say raising development charges is a mistake.
But the optics of it all, I think it hurts. When you see a tax going up from 12 to 22%, that's a big number when people are struggling with affordability.
They say currently home builders are staying away.
Because right now, though, construction is pretty much at a standstill. In January in Waterloo, there were zero housing starts, and we need construction to make homes more affordable.
Mayor McCabe says the best way to keep costs down and keep up with essential infrastructure is with some help from the province and the feds.
Well, we have talked as municipalities for years and asked the province and the federal government to sit down with us and have a really frank and honest discussion around who pays for what.
The City of Cambridge says it will re-examine the development charges increase at a later date. Jeff Pickle, CTV News, Waterloo.
Turning now to health news, Hamilton Health Sciences has launched an innovative program that helps move patients away from overcrowded emergency rooms while ensuring they get comprehensive assessments and care. CTV's health reporter Pauline Chan paid a visit to the new unit today.
It's called the Urgent Medicine Unit, or UMED, and it's the first of its kind worldwide.
Hi, I'm Dr. Raza. It's nice to meet you today. So when a patient comes into the emergency room, the physicians there often have to decide, do you need to be admitted to the hospital or can we send you home safely? And oftentimes we end up admitting people to hospital because it's the safest thing to get patients the care they need.
But now the UMED unit provides an alternative.
They'll get the exact same level of care as if they were admitted to the hospital. They'll see a physician, they'll get a comprehensive assessment, they'll get blood work, they'll get any imaging or pictures taken of their body, so that hopefully by the end of the day, we've come up with a diagnosis and we've put together a treatment plan.
For Hamilton General, the day hospital has been a huge help in easing the burden on the emergency department, and patients are happy to avoid long waits in the ER.
Lung infections, skin infections. We see a lot of heart disease, so people who might have blockages in the heart or abnormal heart rhythms. We might see some neurological concerns, lung disease, asthma.
Since the day hospital opened in the fall, they've had more than 1,000 visits.
Right now, they're only operating Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., but they're hoping to expand to 7 days a week.
When patients come in this program, we send them home with a kit. So a tablet, a blood pressure cuff, monitors, so we can actually monitor their vitals at home and communicate them over video to monitor them. So it's kind of building towards like a hospital at home model.
And Dr. Samir Raza says for many types of patients, that will be the way of the future. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
We take you to beautiful Elora. On this Tuesday evening, our photographer Dave Pettit bringing us this live look from town. A little bit of cloud rolling in here and there. We've had some peaks of sunshine today, some sunny periods. Not really all one or the other today. A little bit of a nice mix and slightly mild with the temperature sitting above the freezing mark right now. But as Ashley was mentioning, yeah, once those winds pick up, that wind chill makes a big difference. And that could be a factor again tonight before we see a warm up later in the week. So we'll get into the forecast with Ashley right after the break. And also coming up, capping off a construction project. The totals are in from an annual food collection drive that always takes on a unique look up at Conestoga Mall. Next, though, CTV's Adrian Gobriel is in New York. He'll bring us new reporting on the runway crash that left 2 Canadian pilots dead. All right, Ashley's here with our forecast, and before we get into the details, we should mention we've had a bit of a sneeze fest around here lately, and we're all wondering, is it going to happen while we're on the air one night? Because things have been stirred up a little bit outside.
Big time, and I'm sure our viewers at home can hear it in my sinuses, so I'm apologizing if I'm a bit sniffly, but the seasonal allergies have been in full swing, at least for myself, for a few weeks, when we first had our little warm-up a few weeks ago. And I think it's because the fallen leaves in the fall that didn't get picked up because we had an early snow dumping in November. So that's what I'm
now everything's
it's the moldy old leaves.
Yeah, everything's getting tossed up and stirred around, and allergies are getting aggravated, and it's getting mild, and then it's getting cold.
Yes.
But yes, the sneeze meter is at a pretty high level this week.
It is, Tony. Well, we just got to wait for summer. Now we had a spring countdown. Now we've got to have a summer
countdown. What are we, like 80 days from summer now? Something like that?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to look. But I know I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's take another look at Metcalfe Street in Elora tonight. You can see the sun is trying to peek through for sunset, but it is pretty overcast now. We are going to see some breaks in the clearing tonight through the overnight hours. We will get some breaks with the cloud cover, but essentially we'll be under a mostly cloudy evening, overnight and day for your Wednesday. I hope you've had a great Tuesday so far. It was really nice to see the sun shining this morning, and of course it felt a little bit warmer, even though temperatures only got to around 4 degrees. But once that wind picked up, it got a little chilly out there. Let's take a look at our futurecast, give you an idea of what we're looking at for the next few hours. We're in a bit of cloud cover right now, some patches of clearing skies there. Oh, we're having a little bit of a technical issue. You get to see all 100 of me. I hope that's a bit fun there. Who knew you need that many bacons in one room, right? Having a look, we will get a bit of cloud cover moving out of the way overnight into Wednesday, but by Wednesday afternoon, it will pretty much be an overcast night. Essentially, we are going to get some stormy, not stormy weather, rather, some rainy weather by Thursday overnight and into Thursday afternoon. But what's happening across the country right now? 9 degrees in Vancouver, Victoria 12, and a bit of cloud cover. It's snowing in Calgary and Edmonton, -9 in Edmonton, -2 in Calgary. In Saskatoon, -4. Sun is trying to shine through in Thompson right now, but a very cold day, -19 it's currently sitting at. In our nation's capital, as well as Montreal, we're sitting at 1 degrees with a bit of cloud cover. A lot of cloud over the country today. On the east coast, Charlottetown's getting a bit of sunshine, -4, but over in St. John's, it's just 1 degree, and again, cloud cover there. Here in Waterloo region, we're sitting at a very comfortable 3 degrees. However, it is already feeling a little cooler with the wind chill. We're feeling a little closer to -2 with that wind chill already. Temperatures are going to dip tonight, closer to what we should be seeing for this time of year. -6 is the expected low. For tomorrow, though, this is the nice change from today. We are expecting a daytime high of 7 degrees, so a little bit warmer than what we felt today, but essentially a cookie cutter of what we had today. Looking at our almanac, sun setting now at 7:39 p.m., so we're getting a little bit more daylight, of course. Back in 2014, we reached an overnight low of -15.6. So by comparison, -6 tonight, a walk in the park. As we take a look at our 7-day forecast for Waterloo region, there's a lot to talk about here, Tony. Look at Thursday, 13 degrees and rain, but look at Thursday overnight, dipping way back down to -10. So we are going to see a nice warm day there on Thursday, but temperatures really taking a nosedive going into the weekend. At least by Friday, we're expecting the sun to make a return. So, silver lining there. Same in Lambton, Kent, Essex. You're going to see a big temperature swing from Thursday into Friday. 19 is the expected daytime high with rain, -5 overnight and just reaching 2 degrees on Friday. Again, the sun making an appearance there, but it should be a little bit of a hard swing in temperatures there. In southern Georgian Bay, you will also see a big temperature swing. It won't be as dramatic, though. 11 degrees with rain on Thursday, -13 overnight, but Friday really not going to warm up too much. Sunny and -4 with an overnight low of -14. So we are in the right trajectory, but we haven't quite shaken off all of the winter weather just yet. Okay, let's take a look at our Weather Watch picture for tonight, sent in from Bruce in Guelph. And as we know, there's been a little bit of light snow falling yesterday morning when he spotted this little guy. He's adorable. Or she, I'm not sure.
Not sure, but I tell you, these guys are plotting. Look at their eyes. You know my thoughts on squirrels, right?
Well, they're mischievous little guys.
They're mischievous. They are plotting. I loved that Infinity Ashley in the monitor.
There can be too many of me. That might have taken the cake.
That was good. I think our friend Kyle in the control room, who I've been working with for about 15 years, knows that I don't like Tuesdays in general. It's just a common knowledge.
Tuesdays are a funny day of the week.
And he wanted to give me a smile, and it worked.
Well, there you go. More of me, Tony.
Thanks, Ash.
Thank you.
All right, turning now to the situation in New York. Investigators with the Transportation Safety Board in the U.S., the National Transportation Safety Board, began their first full day of examination into that deadly Air Canada Express crash, which killed 2 Canadian pilots and injured dozens of other people. Among the questions being raised, why did the fire truck not have a transponder to trigger a warning system? CTV's Adrian Gobriel is at LaGuardia Airport tonight.
With the twisted, tangled wreckage of Air Canada Express Flight 8646 still strewn across LaGuardia Airport's runway 4, new details today on the tragic chain of events. The U.S. Port Authority fire truck that collided with the Air Canada Express passenger plane didn't have a tracking device on board to alert LaGuardia Airport's surface detection equipment of its location.
You have to know where ground vehicles and aircraft are. So in this case, that vehicle did not have a transponder.
We're also learning crucial details from the final moments recorded inside the cockpit as the Air Canada flight made its final descent.
At 54 seconds, the flight crew acknowledged that the airplane was 500 feet above the ground and on a stable approach. At 25 seconds, Truck 1 requested to cross runway 4 at taxiway Delta. At 20 seconds, the tower cleared Truck 1 and company to cross runway 4. At 9 seconds, the tower instructed Truck 1 to stop.
Stop, Truck 1, stop. Stop, Truck 1, stop. Truck 1, stop.
At least 10 calls to stop went unanswered as air traffic control watched the scene unfold in real time. The impact claiming the life of pilot Antoine Foray, who grew up southwest of Montreal. Foray's brother Cedric sharing this childhood photo on Facebook while writing in part, "Have a good flight, my brother. Oh yes, we've heard the phrase often, but this time it will be the last. You left us again. Too soon to say goodbye. I love you, my brother. You can leave with your head held high." At Seneca College campuses today, Canadian flags are at half-mast for co-pilot Mackenzie Gunther, who graduated with honors in aviation technology. There are also stories of survival. Flight attendant Solange Tremblay suffered multiple leg fractures after she was ejected from the aircraft while still strapped to her jump seat, her family calling her survival miraculous. Aviation experts believe the pilots may have saved the lives of dozens of passengers.
The crew, in my opinion, heroically did what they could to slow the aircraft down and to lessen the impact.
This comes as confirmation that 3 Canadian Transportation Safety Board inspectors arrived at the crash scene this morning to work in lockstep with their U.S. counterparts.
They are entitled to tour the wreckage. They also have access to most of the recorded information that will be collected during the investigation.
As for the flight data recorder, analysis on that is expected to begin today, with a transcript of the cockpit voice recorder released tomorrow. Adrian Gobrel, CTV News, Queens, New York.
And now to the travel turmoil in the U.S. TSA checkpoints, long lines, and a partial government shutdown dragging on for almost a month have meant misery for the traveling public. And it's putting pressure on lawmakers to get a deal in place. With more, here's CTV's Joy Malbin in Washington.
Take a look at some major American airports. Massive lineups snaking outside terminals, and security grindingly slow. TSA agents have gone a month without pay. Many aren't showing up, and hundreds have already quit, thanks to a partial government shutdown.
Oh my God, this is insane. I mean, I've never experienced anything like this. It's crazy. It's insane. I mean, I've never seen an airport like this.
President Donald Trump sent ICE agents to some of the busiest airports. Without training on airport X-ray machines, all they can really do is control crowds.
Put these people back to work, man. Get them paid. Obviously, you know, people deserve to get paid. You know, I hate that they hold people hostage.
Democrats refuse to fund ICE and Homeland Security until changes are made to the president's hardline immigration operations after 2 Americans were killed in Minneapolis.
It's a simple solution, Donald Trump. Pay the TSA workers so you don't have to bring ICE agents in there.
But the president said he doesn't do deals with Democrats, and as frustration boils over, from missed flights to waits up to 4 hours or more, this checkpoint chaos and safety concerns about air traffic control staffing shortages is just another reason Canadians are taking a hard pass on visiting the U.S. Stats Canada reports return trips from the U.S. plunged 22% from the year before, driven by politics, tariffs, and a weak Canadian dollar. Lawmakers are working on a compromise deal that would fund Homeland Security, except ICE, and end this travel chaos. But the president, he didn't seem too enthusiastic about it. Joy Malbin, CTV News, Washington.
Mayors making sure people have meals. Just ahead, Huron County community leaders step into different roles today to underscore the hunger crisis that's hitting many homes. Some Ontario mayors partnered with Meals on Wheels teams today, delivering food to vulnerable residents, trying to highlight concerns over food insecurity in southwestern Ontario. CTV's Scott Miller reports.
I'm excited to give this to you.
Barb Salter is always excited to open her door for One Care's Meals on Wheels program.
It means a lot to me because I'm a diabetic and this keeps my sugar in tow.
and they're so nice when they deliver the parcels to me, the meals to me.
Salter is one of 249 clients who received Meals on Wheels in Huron and Perth counties last month. That's an 87% increase from February of last year, when there were only 133 Meals on Wheels clients.
In Huron and Perth, we're easily around servicing around 2,000 meals in a month's time.
Some people don't leave their home for the entire month, so that could be someone's connection. If they get a meal 3 times a week, that's their hello and how are you doing? So it's so important.
It's cheddar and broccoli stuffed chicken.
To mark March for Meals Month, local mayors became Meals on Wheels delivery people for a day, seeing firsthand the difference hand-delivered meals make for some isolated seniors.
Oh, means a lot, because I don't drive, so.
I think it's all about making that personal connection, a simple hello, or, knocking on the door and providing a hot meal to someone, and this could be their only meal that they have for the day. That is so important for someone.
One Care says Meals on Wheels also plays a role in preventative health care, keeping seniors out of nursing homes and local emergency rooms by possibly preventing falls.
If someone's just eating tea and toast, that's not enough to keep them going, and so we know that this is a big part of the sector, but it's also a big part of healthcare in Ontario and supporting that.
For Barb Salter, it's one of the highlights of her week when One Care volunteers knock on her door with a hot meal in hand.
There's lots of food. Yeah, and very variety, too. You don't get the same thing all the time.
In Goderich, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Time for our top stories now. Leanne Evans joins us in studio with details. And Leanne, a fire destroyed a home in the community of Morriston early this morning.
Yeah, Tony, and it's the same address where someone was shot during a home invasion last year. Firefighters were called to 35 Whitcomb Way just before 5 a.m. Police believe the cause of the fire is suspicious, but cannot confirm whether the November incident was related. Investigators plan to spend the next couple of days at the scene. And a 12-year-old cyclist is recovering in hospital tonight after being hit by a pickup truck in Waterloo this morning. It happened just before 9 a.m. near University Avenue East and Woolwich Street. The 46-year-old pickup truck driver from Waterloo was not hurt. Those who live nearby say the intersection is prone to collisions, and it's not the first time something like this has happened.
And from our digital team on the website tonight, Leanne, details on a drug trafficking investigation.
2 men from Milton and Toronto are facing charges as part of a drug trafficking investigation by Waterloo Regional Police with ties to Kitchener. You can read more about that investigation by going to our website, scan the QR code, download the CTV News app, or, as always, ctvnewskitchener.ca. Tony.
That is the place. Okay, Leanne, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
CAA has launched its annual Worst Roads campaign, and they're calling on drivers to weigh in on which streets and highways are causing the most problems. CTV's John Musselman has details.
Driving on Eglinton Avenue West near Dufferin today, and you can feel and hear the bumps. It made the top 10 list of the CAA's worst roads in Ontario in 2025. Drivers who use it say they aren't surprised.
It seems that there's always construction going on. It took forever to get the subway going in here, and now they got the road all paved to here, and it's all busted up at the top. It's like your car, you're going over rough rides. I'm with my mother in the car, and she's bouncing all over the place.
It's so terribly bad because it's been rough for years now, and they only paved one time in 34 years that I know about.
This is very bad, a lot of holes, and I stopped driving by here because it could make my car so bad with your tires.
The CAA survey looks at everything from cracked pavement, congestion, and potholes.
Even from our data, we're seeing that 2/3 of our members are either slowing down or swerving to avoid a pothole, which could be a road safety concern and can put other folks on the road at risk.
2 roads in Hamilton took top spot. Aberdeen Avenue and Barton Street East. Eglinton Avenue West was ranked the worst in Toronto. Also on the list, County Road 49 in Prince Edward County, Huron, Ontario, Highway 50, the Gardner Expressway, and Shepherd Avenue West. The annual survey for next year's campaign kicks off today. Officials at CAA say the information collected helps to promote road improvement.
We then take that data and we'll continue the conversation with different levels of government in order to ensure and to continue making infrastructure funding a priority.
The city of Toronto has already filled more than 54,000 potholes this year following a very harsh winter. John Musselman, CTV News.
A bit of a sneak peek at the World Cup. Coming up, fans will get to see a friendly as excitement builds for this summer's action in Toronto. Team Canada is facing off against Iceland in a friendly match this Saturday, thrilling soccer fans who can't wait for the official kickoff to the FIFA World Cup. With less than 3 months to go, the excitement's already palpable. CTV's Heather Wright's in Toronto, where the team is practicing today.
On a sunny but frosty field in the northwest corner of Toronto, members of Canada's men's national soccer team took to the pitch today. The team is in town for 2 friendlies as the squad preps for the World Cup now just 80 days away.
We're calm, we're focused, we're ready. And I think we've all been preparing for that moment, and we know there's still preparations leading up to that, but come June 12th, we know we'll be ready for that moment.
Included in the work, promos. The team spent the morning shooting videos, photos, and interviews that will be part of the World Cup broadcast.
It's a dream come true for me personally, but the team, to inspire the next generation.
For these players, competing in a World Cup was never a given. Canada went 36 years without qualifying for the tournament. And so to be representing their country at home is something many only dreamed of as kids.
And I thought World Cups are only for the Brazils, the Spains, the Italys of the world, and not for Canadians. So to be standing here today, and as you said, 80 days out, couldn't ask for more.
With less than 3 months to go until the tournament kicks off, work is wrapping up at Toronto's BMO Field. 17,000 temporary seats have been added to the stadium, along with other upgrades, which include a new playing surface. Hosting 13 World Cup matches in Canada is not inexpensive. The price tag in Vancouver is estimated between $532 and $624 million, while Toronto is set to spend $380 million, a figure the city's mayor says will not rise.
$380 million is what we promised, and that is what we're delivering.
So as the final preparations get underway in Toronto and Vancouver, there are still plenty of questions about the team that will take to the field on June 12th, with many would-be starters dealing with injuries, including team captain Alphonso Davies. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
And we'll have more news in just a couple of minutes. First, let's check in with Ashley.
Well, tomorrow you might want to dress in layers. The morning's starting off cool, but temperatures rising relatively quickly. Those details just ahead. Stay with us. Kick your night off with Best Medicine at 7, followed by Will Trent at 8, High Potential at 9, and then cap your night off with RJ Decker at 10.
I'm Kathy Lee in Calgary. Tonight on CTV National News.
After 50 years in one home,
we've raised 3 children here.
A new build next door could change everything.
Can you imagine? Right against our yard, right here.
A plan to fix affordability now dividing neighbors and City Hall. Tonight on CTV National News and ctvnews.ca.
Stars on Ice skates into Canada Life Place Sunday, May 3rd, and CTV Kitchener has your tickets. Enter now for your chance to see the nation's brightest figure skating stars take center ice this spring. Enter now at ctvkitchener.ca.
All right, we're going to check in with Leanne one more time to find out what our team is watching as we head into the evening. Leanne?
A 12-year-old cyclist is recovering in hospital tonight after being hit by a pickup truck in Waterloo. It's a cause for concern for residents who live in the area of University Avenue East and Woolwich Street. Despite the city adding new safety measures and high visibility crosswalks, residents there say it is still not enough to eliminate collisions. We'll follow the latest developments on that crash and bring you an update tonight at 11:30. Tony.
Okay, Leanne, thank you. Yes, Alexander Hollick will be on that. Will join us with a live update later tonight. And Ashley, as far as our weather goes, the update is we are still feeling a little chilly.
It is still going to be chilly most days this week. So if you are headed out early tomorrow morning, not this morning, but early tomorrow morning, you definitely want to layer up because it is still going to feel a bit cool. Partly cloudy conditions at 6 a.m. -4, but by 10, 1 and a mix of sun and cloud. However, we are expecting it to be a relatively overcast day tomorrow, Tony. So although that sun might make a sneak peek, don't get fooled by it. You're going to want to have a few layers there for you.
Yep, I have not put the winter coats away yet.
Not yet.
Didn't think it was safe enough yet.
No.
Well, the numbers are in from the Construction campaign up at Conestoga Mall. Of course, it's an annual event for the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. It encourages people to help build a pile of food for families in need. This year, 90,000 meals raised in support of families who are struggling to afford food.
22,500 pounds of food was collected and $35,400 was raised through community and business donations. Since 2008, Construction has contributed more than 2 million meals to help feed the community. Leanne and I were there earlier last week, Tony, and the designs were incredible.
I was going to say, you know, as you look at this, you think, not only does it do so much good for the community, but it's kind of cool that they basically make like a public art installation out of it.
Absolutely, and you really have to stop and appreciate the detail that they went in. I'm sure, you know, they wanted to pick specific cans for color, but also content that the food bank needed. But as you can see, just some of the designs are incredibly elaborate. Stitch was a big hit with a lot of the kids that were there when I was there, you know, stopping and admiring. And the sushi, I know Leanne was a big fan of. So.
Love that. Love that indeed. And you know what? Kudos to the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. That's how you draw attention to a community cause like that. Something people can visualize and rally around, and we're so glad to see it was successful.
Yep, absolutely. I think it'll be a good event next year as well.
I think so. Keeps on rolling. We'll see you back here at 11:30. Have a good night.